Welcome everyone to this edition of Talented Universe. I am sorry, but we had some technical issues and it looks like we still are a little bit, but I'm hoping they're going to be resolved in a few minutes. So first off, I'd like to introduce our co-host, Liz. Liz, how are you doing today?
I am definitely doing better than we were Friday. I think I have a little less glitchiness.
That's good.
So,
I like
yeah.
non-glitchiness. I do.
I definitely want to then step it up one more to introduce our guest. And
Yes.
this is Brian Keith Rogers, who absolutely has one of my favorite verticals out there right now. And it's, of course, Falling from My CallBoy CEO. I saw that and I'm just like, okay, this is good. This is good.
Shut up. Oh my
No,
God.
I'm
I'm like so
serious.
grateful. That's
I,
so
I
sweet.
I have an addiction to these things. I got into these when it was mostly all Chinese,
Yeah.
with all of those. And then it was so nice to see, the American coming in and, Australians coming in to do it. But yours was one of the absolute top best ones with that one. That was really cool.
That means
So
so much. Thank you.
I'm super excited that we have you here today.
No, I'm happy to be here too. When I got y'all's email, I was like, oh heck yeah. Like let's have some fun.
I'm going to ask you one number one question that we normally ask other people before we get it off. How would you consider what verticals are? How would you describe them? And yeah, Michael, I probably stole your question.
Yeah, but I'm getting used to that recently. You've been asking people because I've been
Oh,
letting you go first.
sorry.
And so
Um,
that's my fault. Yeah.
well, how I see it vertical, it's kind of like a modern day accessible soap opera. And it's something too that like you don't really have to like Days of Our Lives and All My Children stuff, like you kind of have to like know a lot of like characters beforehand, but this one you kind of can like jump in and then they exist. And so that's honestly how I've been looking at it, as kind of like this short form soap opera.
I think yours is completely separate from some of the others that we've asked. So,
Really?
yeah. Um, a lot of there's been a lot of different things. A lot of them said, "Oh, it's kind of like a Hallmark movie," or it's
Yeah, or Hallmark.
it's a
Yeah,
bit
I
of
would say
a
a
soap
Hallmark
opera.
movie or something too. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of funny. One of the contestants, if you said you agreed with that, one of them had said it's kind of like Hallmark and TikTok had a baby.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
That is
I
that as
you know.
well.
So I thought that was kind of funny that he thought of it that way. But
No,
I've
I
heard
think
it say soap operas and other things, but this was a little bit different than some of the others that I've said.
yeah. No, that's so funny.
Um, Knowing your background a little bit, I know you got into this at a very young age, but what exactly influenced you? And then I have a question to follow up with your answer.
So what influenced me
Mm-hmm.
to like
What or
pursue
who? Yeah,
acting?
at the very young age that you kind of got into it.
I had so much energy and I just was like constantly directing my cousins and my little sister and like our other really good friends, and I was always like making them do plays, and I just was like I loved Disney movies. I loved just like when we did make believe, it was like very organized. Like I was like, and you're gonna do this and I'm gonna be this. And so and like my nana, my mom's mom, she like really saw that, and she told my mom, because they were trying to figure out what to do with me, and there was a theater that like taught kids musical theater and acting, and she was like, put him in that community center acting class. And I did it, and I worked with a lot of really talented young kids at the time, and like we all just kind of just really enjoyed being with each other, and so we just like we're always doing our best and showing up. And then I went to high school at a magnet school, and so doing it as a profession definitely seemed realistic, because I was being told from adults that were teaching me that like you definitely have a gift, you have what it takes, like you should look into pursuing this. And so I went to college for musical theater and acting, and I was doing more stage. And then around 2020 I like decided to open up to doing TV and film as well. And so yeah, that's where we're led here.
cool. I do have
Yeah.
a question for you that I kind of read somewhere that when you kind of started to get the bug a little bit, you were very young and you had a puppet that you would take around. Do you still have the puppet?
I warned you.
Where did you find this?
I warned you.
I'm good.
That is crazy because I don't know where you would have heard that from. I don't have a puppet. I don't have the puppet anymore, but I did when I grew up and I went to church and like I
Yeah.
was like in like a non-denominational Christian church, and so it was like we had like puppets that would like tell Bible stories or sing,
Stories.
and I was like obsessed with that. That is so funny. Thank you for unlocking that memory.
I when I found that out, I thought that is absolutely adorable. And if he created his own little characters with that, it might have helped him with his acting going on, creating or getting into the spirit of the characters that he's playing. It's
Oh my
amazing what we can
gosh.
do as a very young person, and it kind of starts that leveling of, your work and things.
No, that is so. You literally just like unlocked a very like deep, deep memory. Like I barely like even. That's so funny.
Eh, I am mysterious that way.
You're good. You should be in the CIA.
Who's to say I'm not?
Who's
It's a
to say
secret.
that you aren't?
That's right.
So,
So
All of her,
funny.
all of her spy satellites that she's got.
I
oh
love
no,
it.
it's all the spy satellites you have over my house. It's ripping
That's
off my
true.
stuff.
But that's a whole
So,
other story.
question for you, because
Mhm.
you kind of went through your whole thing, um, and I said off screen that I think you're a triple threat. Between the singing, the dancing, the acting, and you did go, through school, through a lot of musical theater programs and things like that. Have you ever thought of? And I know you switched from New York to Los Angeles to predominantly do acting. But
Mhm.
at any time, did it actually occur to you maybe you would want to push the theater a little bit farther and actually try for Broadway?
Um, yeah, no, yeah, I definitely did want to try for Broadway, and I still am and still do. I've gotten really close to being a part of different productions like The Notebook and The Outsiders. I got really close to finals for that, and then like I've been in for Wicked a zillion times. Um, and it's a competitive field, and there's a lot of
It
kids that
is.
get booked out of these schools, and um sometimes it just lines up and sometimes it takes longer for others, and so but no, I'm still going after it for sure, but I've always let myself be open to like the universe and God and like putting me where I need to
Where it needs to
go.
be.
And yeah, so I'll definitely still push for Broadway, but I when I lived in New York, I really did love and cherish my time in New York, but ultimately to live there, it really takes a lot. And so I think if I had when I was living in New York for 4 years, had I actually just like stayed and like rooted in New York, I think
Hmm.
things would have been a little different, but I was just trying to survive, and I was like I need to work. And so if ever I would get a regional gig or a tour or a cruise, anything that had like was going to pay me, I
Yeah.
was like I wasn't I so I guess I would say like my biggest fault I think in my young adult years was not being strategic in my career, and I was just very much like you want me, okay, and I was like very like quick to do that. Whereas like later on in life, I've definitely gotten a little more specific about what I want and what I want to do. And so, yeah, Broadway is still definitely an option.
Awesome. Um, I have a question for you because you have done some fairly large television productions like Pretty Little Liars, which is on Max, and then you have the verticals. Which do you think is the hardest for you to do?
Oh my gosh. Verticals, like in a technical standpoint, verticals are harder because you don't get all of the like cushy behind the scenes stuff that you would on a SAG project. And also on a SAG project, you probably are only doing like one or two scenes a day.
Hmm.
For a vertical, you're doing like seven, and you
Yeah.
get like maybe 2 to 3 good takes of your coverage. Whereas
If
on
that.
those, like it was, I mean, I had like one like scene, and I think I did my scene on Pretty Little Liars like 8 or 9 different ways. The director was like, do it like this, now say it like that, and now do it like this, and say it like that. And you just kind of had to like know your words and go. But like there was like more room for like you to play around, whereas like on a vertical, like you pretty much have to like premeditate and pre-rehearse what you are planning on doing, and then if the director lightly tweaks you beforehand, you just have to take it and work it, and then like boom, like, and then the first take that you get that you say your lines correctly, it's like they're like, cool, that's a wrap, we're good,
Yeah.
we're good on your coverage. So I think in that aspect it definitely is more difficult.
Before I go on with more questions, Michael, you would
No,
like
yeah.
to
Oh, I've got a couple. Just on that, did you ever have a director say, after you've done a scene, perfect, do it again?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
do it again.
do it again?
Oh, do it again.
Yeah, do it again. That was perfect. Do it again.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I mean, like, if it's still perfect, but they want you to do it again, sometimes they're saying do it that way again, but like the boom got in the shot, or the lighting was off, or
right.
like somebody moved. Like sometimes it's not about you at all. It's just like something else that was out of your control. But for the actor, if the director says perfect, that they genuinely mean like do not change that. That's what I want in this film. And so you're like, okay, cool, and you try to replicate it.
Yeah. Now you said that you had done cruise ships.
Mhm.
Cruise ships. I'm having,
Cruise ships.
Thank you. Yes, I'm having one of those I can't say words days. I hate those.
I got it.
How many have you done? Or
Well, I did one cruise all the way through, like, and I did Grease the musical on Royal Caribbean back in 2017. And then I like, I was like a greaser, like, having a good time, and I was on that for 9 months. But then another side job that I do if I'm not doing verticals or any other acting projects on land, I'm a part of 2 different singing groups. One's called The Suits and the other one's called Company Men. And sometimes we'll get hired as guest entertainers. And so I'll be on a cruise. Like last year, I was on cruises like all the time, and we like do the set show. So that's kind of a nice little side hustle gig. And I've been now to like Alaska, Mexico, Dominican Republic, all these different places. So.
And do you enjoy doing cruise ships, or you just do it because you need to?
Well, the short ones, I definitely like the short contracts because it's good, quick money, and it's kind of like a little like paid vacation. And then like, and I do enjoy it. I like the guys that are in the show. We have like a brotherly like connection, and we're all really good friends. And so it's kind of like going on a paid vacation and getting to perform with your really good friends. I try not to be gone too long because you don't want to miss out on anything. But I enjoy it. I'm also a water sign. I'm a Cancer, so I love being near and on the water.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. Is there? I did read that you like to give back to the community.
Yes.
What kind of things have you done?
I've done like soup kitchens and like, helping feed the homeless at, different churches, or like, mainly it's a Catholic church that hosts that. But I've done that. I went to a volunteer project in Nicaragua, Managua, and we built homes and houses for the people that lived over there. And like donating clothes. But yeah, mainly it goes towards homeless. I'm very drawn and compassionate to that, as well as also like teaching underprivileged kids who like maybe don't have the financial means but want to be performers. Like sometimes I'll go and help out an underprivileged school, or educational.
Do like a workshop or something, or
Yeah.
speak to the kids or things like that.
Yeah, like I'll talk to them afterwards too. Yeah, so that's definitely where I get drawn to, because especially nowadays with like social media and everything too, it's kind of very me, myself, and I centered. And I definitely, and like with being an actor too, you kind of like can get really lost in that. And so I think it's kind of a nice thing to give back, but then also feel like you're actually like contributing to something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you're not doing acting, singing, helping the underprivileged, what do you like to do?
What do I like to do? I love to play chess, weirdly enough. I actually learned on a cruise ship with one of my good friends, Matt's. And I love hiking. I love like exploring nature, playing tennis or pickleball or volleyball. I love like any sport that you like hit or kick. I'm not really a thrower. I don't do, baseball, basketball, or football. And I enjoy writing. I've written a couple of spec scripts for like not regular projects, for a traditional film project, but also a vertical. And yeah, I'm very social, and so I love like getting together with my friends and either grabbing a drink or going on an adventure.
Okay, Liz, I'll give it back to you. So.
Oh no, you were doing fine.
No, I was going to steal some of your other questions. I knew you were going to.
Yeah, you have to steal one. You have to steal one question since she stole yours.
Well,
Yes,
yeah, I'll do it later. So I'll let her get in some of them first.
Oh, okay, okay.
If you could go back and speak to your younger self, what advice would you give them?
Oh my gosh. I would tell my younger self that you're going to figure it out. You're going to find everything the way you're supposed to find it, and to not harbor so much resentment towards the hand that was dealt towards you, but to keep working hard and believe in yourself.
I like that. And that philosophy, I think, is probably what you're telling when you go in and you do the work.
The answer's so good, it sent her away.
Yeah. Oh, no, I did not send. Yeah, I'm still here. But, on a different question.
Can you hear me, Michael?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know if her connection's poor. If you want to.
No, I'm here.
Take over the mic
Michael,
or something.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. You're just
Okay.
lagging. I said, we said that we were having issues. So.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I just didn't. Yeah.
Okay. I'm hoping at least my voice isn't lagging, just my face is.
Yeah, no, I would tell my younger self to just like have more patience and grace with yourself.
I like that. On a personal thing that I found that you either enjoy or have done, you do a lot of aerial lyra or the aerial hoops.
There you are.
Yeah. Hi.
I didn't see you for a second.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't gone.
She doesn't move, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Was I frozen?
No.
No, you just kept switching aspect ratios.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
You switched to vertical a couple of times.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we're all connected again now.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yeah, you're back to horizontal again.
But no, yes, that's the advice I would tell my younger self.
I like that. I like that answer a lot. On a slightly different note, I know that you do at least some experience with the aerial lyra or the aerial hoops. Would you ever consider doing that in a show, either a vertical or a horizontal, if it was within the cast? I mean, within the script.
Oh yeah, no, that would be a blast. I would love it. And also, I mean, funnily enough too, Brittany Marzachek, who was in Falling for My CallBoy CEO with me, we went to Point Park University to like at the same time, but she was a dance major and I was in musical theater. And so we always joke because we're like, we should do a vertical where, you know, we dance or something along those lines. So to add some lyra into that too, I think we'd have a hit.
Yeah, I think you would too. I think you would too.
You can pitch it.
Don't tempt me. You hadn't gone back before, and you were mentioning, you know, that you do a lot of singing, like on the cruise ships and things. I came across a clip of you doing one of my absolute favorite songs from Sam Smith, and I'm sorry, but he would be so proud of that performance. You did it slightly in your own style, but you could feel every single emotion coming through, and that was a brilliant performance as far as I'm concerned.
You're melting my heart today. I need to put you in my pocket. Thank you.
I only speak the truth when it comes to stuff like that, and I'm very picky about certain artists and certain songs, especially if they've affected me. And then to hear like your version of it, I'm not saying it was better because you were doing Sam Smith, but you definitely have it up there.
No, well, thank you very much. Yeah, that's the song too. If I'm not careful, if I get too lost into it, if I start crying in between it, I'm like, crap, don't cry. Get through the song.
Well, that just makes the emotions come through better, though.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Thank
okay,
you.
Michael, did you want to? No, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Michael,
I'm going to sneak one in. And I haven't, she does more deep dives than I do. I just try to get the guests sometimes.
I love it. No, a little mix of both.
Yeah, a little mix of both. But do you have songs released?
I do. I have a cover of Over and Over Again with one of my friends, Giselle Torres. And we also have an original song called Okay, Maybe Not. And that's like about a breakup. But I'm also in the beginning stages of getting a new music producer. And we are going to workshop some ideas and maybe get some more original music out there. It's something I think I've been very nervous to do and scared to do because I want to make sure when I do go and like into that further, I want to really know solidly like my voice and like, and not my voice as far as like my singing voice, but like my voice is in like what type of artist do I want to be and what stories would I really want to tell. And actually, I just watched the Lady Gaga Coachella. I don't know if you guys watched it at all, but after watching that, I was like so inspired, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to make music."
I love Lady Gaga. She's brilliant with so much that she does and brings through so much stuff.
Dude, it was killer. It was such a good performance.
I don't think I've ever seen Lady Gaga not do a brilliant.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah, so
that's fair.
So basically you're saying you want to get more into music. That's what you're basically.
Yeah. It definitely takes a lot of work and there's a lot of financial, investment involved. And so, finding a producer that believes in you who like maybe kind of will help you figure out, donors or people who want to back you, that's helpful. But it's not something that like you kind of are like, maybe I'll do it. It's like, no, if you're going to do it.
Yeah, you got to go. Yeah. I have noticed a lot of people, you can tell, I mean, they do it themselves. They don't have experience and they think that they're going to succeed, but it is so competitive out there. Like I went through 4 people the other day to see if I was going to have them on the show. And I went, they're not ready yet. I'd like to put them on, but they're not ready yet.
Oh man.
Yeah. And I felt sorry, I felt sorry for that. And because I was going to give the links to Liz. And then I said, no, Liz is busy. She has to see what Brandon's been up to in the last 20 years. I said, I'm going to let her do that. And I will make this decision myself. But I mean, I feel sorry for them because I'd like to have them on to get them some exposure, but sometimes I just don't think they're ready yet. I mean, they just need to buckle down and
Well, and that's the interesting thing too with the vertical, community. It's such a mixed bag. Like it's so many different people. Like there's some people you work with and they went to college or at least a performing arts high school, or they like go to like acting class, and then sometimes some people fit a certain mold, or they fit a look, or the idea of the role. And so sometimes yeah, like what you said, if you aren't prepared for that and you kind of just get like pushed into it, and it's just like just figure it out. It's it's not fair, but if they are passionate enough about it, they'll do their own work to figure it out. Because I by no means like was really ready to do TV and film work, even though I did go to college for musical theater. We didn't really study it, and so when I first was like learning film acting, everyone was like, tone it down, like
Yeah.
way less, like don't and whatever. And I would get really sensitive about it, and I would kind of get upset. And I like heard something in me that was just like, you either have to like grow, or you can sit around and sulk that like you aren't perfect at this right now, but you do have potential to get really good. And I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and that's something I am actually really grateful with vertical work as well, because you kind of get to like, it's like this television acting boot camp in a way. So yeah, but I
A
hope the
lot of, a
best for
lot of,
those future people.
yeah, a lot of verticals, in my opinion, they go over the top with drama. I mean, it's like the stage sometimes. I mean, some of them I've watched. It's like,
Yes.
okay, this is a little much, but then there's others that are just the opposite. As you said, it's a mixed bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really believe the vertical industry is changing and growing. I am just shocked at how many there are, how many companies are promoting them online. It's crazy.
Well, and it's like so funny too, because like when they were first happening, I mean, I remember hearing about them, and like we have Actors Access, so like we see them like like they're like the main thing that's on Actors Access right now. And I remember kind of being like, meh, like I don't think I want to do that, like blah blah blah, and like I kind of just was like really hesitant towards it, and I just kept getting auditions for it, and that was like what was coming in, and I was just kind of like, okay, you can just try it out and see where it goes. And then so for my first vertical, I actually kind of got, because I was friends with the director of it, the falling for my no, not falling for my callboy CEO, Credola, Less for My Sister's Killer. And so one of my friends was casting for it, and he was like, it shoots in Atlanta. If you get it, the director and the DP, they're a married couple. They'll house you. And so I was like, okay, since it's with them and I know them and I trust them, I'm fine to do my first vertical with them. And did it, had such a blast, and worked with like really just like terrific actors like all around. And we put up a really like, it was for Vigloo. And I mean, I'll show it to my friends all the time, and they'll be like, other than it being vertical, if you told me that was like some like limited series on Hulu or Netflix, I'd believe you. And so like that always feels nice. And so yeah, and since then it kind of like just domino effect.
Well, so that's good. Yeah, I'm trying to since we're probably going to stop in about 10 minutes or so, I am asking people in the chat room that are watching that aren't saying anything.
I know.
Oh no. But are there people watching?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Hi. Ask away.
I just can't spell, so that's what's driving me crazy right now. Okay, there we go. Where we go.
Oh, there it is. Okay, that's
There it is. Yeah.
I had to ask you this before we started, because I had heard that you're very, very good at comedic impressions. Is there any way you could give us one
Uh-huh.
of anybody that you wanted?
Anyone that I wanted to.
Yeah.
Right now they've gotten very popular, but I like to do Uh, oh God! Oh, these gays! They're trying to murder me! Oh, Elle, my snap went all over the place. My name's Jennifer Coolidge. If
I
you
know
don't
you
know
nailed
me,
it. Oh my God, you nailed it. Nailed it.
LOL. That's my
Yes.
favorite one to do. We'll be delirious on set, and if I start doing a Jennifer Coolidge impression, everyone's always like, "Oh, Brandon's gone. Brandon is done."
Well,
Get rid of
the
Brandon, right?
second you started, it was like, okay, I'm gone because you did it perfectly. So,
No, thank
going,
you.
yeah, going back to early with the musical theater and different things that you did when you were in school, and I know that you've done a vast variety of characters. You know, Travis from Footloose. I think you did Rolf, and no, yeah, you did Brad Majors too from Rocky
Yeah,
Horror.
yeah.
Of them plus everything else that you've done, what was your favorite character?
Ooh, my favorite character that I've ever played was actually Tony Manero in Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
That's the John Travolta role. If people don't
Mhm.
know the character's name, it was so rewarding, and it's a show that doesn't get done all the time. And it was just so much fun. Like between the acting of it all and the singing was difficult and the dance, like it was just like never ending. My body has never been in the best shape of my life. Like I look back at videos of me and it's just because it was like I was just dancing and running and changing my clothes and going back on and doing it again. And it was exhausting, but it was like the most like fulfilling experience ever. So I'm very grateful for that one.
And I agree
Yeah.
with what you said. It had to have been an incredibly draining role, but fun to do as well.
Yeah.
And you would definitely be the person to do it. Like I said
No.
before, I consider you a triple threat with all those three things. So it
And
works.
then a close second too was playing Tony in West Side Story. So I
Nice.
apparently love playing roles named Tony. But yeah, so Tony in West Side Story too was definitely a favorite character.
That I really like. Yeah. So, Michael, did you have anything to say before I do my last couple of
Okay,
disclosures?
let me ask the one. See if I can pull one of your questions. Ha, ha, ha. If Do you have a favorite genre of movies, TV shows, or are you kind of like almost everything?
I do have a favorite genre. I love Sex in the City. That is my favorite genre of TV show. No, but for real, I do love like a comedy. Like I love Sex in the City. I love 30 Rock. I love Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm.
Schitt's Creek. I love like a nice 30-minute something where I just can like laugh and really appreciate good character work. But then I also do really love a drama, but like I love very situational and uh internal character drama. I'm not really like I mean I watched Stranger Things and stuff, but I don't really like I don't need to really watch an action movie, but I can. But like I liked like White Lotus, Big Little Lies, Little Fires Everywhere, like kind of those type of series I really
Mm-hmm.
enjoy as well.
I like that. And you didn't quite steal it, Michael, but it was close.
I thought it would be close. I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's close. um, the one I was going to say is of everything you've done, what is either the favorite place that you've done to film, or what did you want or take from set that you wanted?
He might not understand what you were saying.
Like, are you meaning?
A souvenir from set that you really, really wanted, or a favorite memory of it?
Ooh.
Yeah, you can get yourself into trouble. That's why I was.
Yeah, I know. Um,
You can just say he
I think
lusted for it. It doesn't mean he had to
I
swipe
lusted
it.
for my. um, there was definitely an outfit I loved. I think for my falling for my callboy CEO. I think I remember really, really loving the like suit jacket that I get when I get introduced as like James Romero properly. I definitely was tempted to snag that. Oh, and there also a last vertical I did that hasn't come out yet. I had to wear a Prada jumper. I wanted to snag that jumper, but I'm friends with the costumer Austin, and it was like, and I think it was his personal thing, and I was like, "Can I please have this?" And he was like, "Absolutely not."
Nope, it's mine.
Nope, it's mine. But yeah, no, those two definitely are like a costume I would remember wanting to snag.
Yeah, yeah, I would have to agree with you for falling for my callboy, because that suit fit you perfectly. I don't know if it was they went in and retailored it a little bit or what, but it looked very good on you.
It was good. Yeah, I was very,
Yeah.
very happy with them.
Yeah, sometimes it's just grab from, the rack and do what you can with it the best, but that looked really good on you.
No, thank you.
You have another question before we close?
No, I was going to hand it back to you.
Oh, okay. Is there anything, Brandon, that you wanted to say before we left, such as something coming out that you can talk about and don't get in trouble, or subject that we did not discuss that you want?
No, I won't get in trouble talking about the next vertical of mine that's coming out is called The Breakup Bet, and it's going to be my first ReelShort vertical. And I actually play a supporting character in that, and I get to play an openly gay character, so that's really exciting and fun.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and we had like a really good time bringing him to life. His character's name is Benny, and it was just so much fun. It was like one of the first times I feel like I've been allowed to be comedic relief in something. I think I get very pigeonholed, which, it's such a problem to get pigeonholed to be like the lead ingenue, but it's like there are restrictions in like what you can exude and do, and so to kind of have this like sky's the limit type of character was a lot of fun. So that I'm looking forward to. And then I don't know if I'm technically allowed to talk about it because the press release hasn't occurred, but like I'm in the middle of rehearsals for it. But it's this new movie musical called Saturday, and I feel like by the time this like really comes out, I think everything will be, in alignment to be announced. But yeah, so it's called Saturday, and it's a new movie musical, and it's like a Breakfast Club meets High School Musical, and I play the jock in it, and we're having a really good time. They're literally doing one of the songs right now, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was dancing it right now, but I'll do it again another day.
Well, maybe you can still get over there because we're going to wrap up here real fast.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, probably in a few seconds, but
no.
Yeah, so well, thank you, Brandon, for coming. We appreciate it, and getting away from your little set that you were on, and we appreciate you taking some time to speak to us. And we would like to say we would love to have you back another time if you just want to talk about more things that Liz finds through all of her research, or that you want to disclose things that you think that Liz is going to find out, and you'd rather let it go out your way, and and not her little sneaky ways that she does sometimes.
I'm obsessed. No,
I didn't make him cry.
You did. You did almost.
No, she's done it to other guests.
I did it to a really young guest that we had, and I felt horrible.
Did you make them cry for like emotional reasons, or like
yes.
like
it was emotional?
Yeah, you almost got me with the kid thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When you asked me, no, don't be sorry at all. I love crying.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really grateful I got to talk to y'all today, and thank you for reaching out. And I 1,000% will be back. And you guys have a good rest of your week.
And
it's
you
just
too.
Beginning.
And if you want, if there's some cast members in a production that's you've had already, or that you'd like to have you all come together and speak to us, that'd be great too.
Oh yeah, no, honestly, like me, Brittany, Lawson, and Travis, we absolutely would probably do a little like reunion podcast.
Yeah, we'll just let us know, and
that'd be perfect.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Yay! Aw, y'all are awesome.
So out to everybody. If you haven't, please like, subscribe, and follow either our YouTube, ndbmedia.net, or our Talented Universe site, Talented-Universe on YouTube. Just a warning to people, Facebook has changed its rules and regs. They don't keep our podcasts anymore more than 30 days after we broadcast. They just changed that. So best way is to get on YouTube, and it stays a while, unlike Facebook right now. So everyone out in cyberspace, thank you for coming, and we will see you again. We've got 2 more vertical actors coming this week. I'll just do this quickly. Cayman Cardiff will be with us on Wednesday, and Jeff Viole will be on with us on Thursday. So we hope to see you then. And the times on those, I think, are both the same time. That is 12 noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So it's a lunchtime for the East Coast. And if you get out of bed by 9 o'clock, on the West Coast. So, but everyone take care, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.